Today we're going to work on 1C, evaluating expressions. So let's start with some vocabulary words. Variables. So variables are letters that represent numbers. This is not really anything new. I'm sure you've seen variables before. The most common variable we use in algebra is x, but any letter of the alphabet will work. X, Y, A, B, and so on. Any letter of the alphabet will work for a variable. A constant is a plain number. So constant numbers are plain numbers like 1, 0, -3, and so on. Any constant number, any plain number with no letter, no variable, is considered a constant. All right, the next one is algebraic expressions. So algebraic expressions are math sentences that have variables, constants, and operations. Examples of algebraic expressions could be like 3x plus 1 or 2 times 5a minus 4. These are algebraic expressions because we have variables. I can see the variables are in this, and these are x and a. They have constant numbers. The first one has a constant of 1. The second one has a -4. And then there are operations. I see addition, subtraction, and multiplication in these examples. So make sure you're copying this down in your notes. I'm going to erase and scroll down. All right. So scrolling down. Let's try some examples. To evaluate an algebraic expression, you're substituting a number in for that variable and you're using the order of operations to solve. So for example, 5x plus 7. We are going to be replacing the x with 3, and for each y we see, we're going to be replacing it with a -2. So for the first one, I'm basically taking this expression, 5x plus 7, I'm just rewriting it, and I'm replacing x with the number that it represents, and it's 3. So I'm going to replace it by using parentheses to show the substitution step. So 5 times 3 plus 7. And then I just use the order of operations to solve. Now that I have the variables going, I have all numbers, now I'm just solving this math problem. So 5 times 3 is 15. The first thing I would do is multiply. And 15 plus 7 is 22. All right, moving down the line, number 2, 14 minus x squared. So I'm going to be replacing in a 3 for x. This is going to be 14 minus, I always like to use parentheses when I do the substitution step, and then I follow the order of operations. 3 squared is 9, and 14 minus 9 is 5. That would be our final answer. All right, moving on. 3x minus 4y. So I have 2 substitution steps here. I need to replace this x with a 3, and this y with a -2. So this ends up being 3 times 3 minus 4 times -2. We're going to use the order of operations to solve. So I'm going to do 3 times 3 first and get 9. Then I'm going to multiply here. 4 times -2 is -8. This ends up being 9 minus -8. And whenever you have minus minus, it turns into a plus. This is going to be 9 plus 8. This final answer is 17. And then number 4, step 1, I am going to replace the 3 in here for the x and a -2 in for y. Following the order of operations, -5 times 3 is -15. times negative 2 is negative 4, and negative 15 plus negative 4 is negative 19. That would be your final answer. If you flip this over to the other side, we have some practice problems here. There's 6 practice problems, and each practice problem tells you to use a different value for x, so please follow those directions. And then there's a table at the bottom, and it says to complete these problems by replacing in negative 8, 0, 3, and 6 in for x, and then finding the value there for number 7. So go ahead and try these on your own, and then we will go over these 7 problems together shortly.